Evolutionaries, what's happening? Have you ever thought about how ageism affects us in the hip hop world? If you haven't, I'm about to tell you a couple ways that it does. Evolutionaries, what's cracking? I want to talk about ageism today because I feel like that's very important, specifically in hip hop. When we think of ageism in hip hop, it just almost seems like the battle of the generations. You know what I'm saying? The older generations don't want to hear the younger generations and vice versa. But the problem comes in when people start saying that you're too old to do something. Like this is something that's bigger than a musical problem for us as black people. Say us. This is something that we deal with in our community way outside of music. As opposed to inspiring others, motivating others, or even just getting out of their way. We can't do what they're doing a lot of times. That crab in a bucket mentality comes to life. We'd rather see someone pull down as opposed to watching them take off. And I think that's crazy because in no other genre of music do they deal with that. Is that even a thing where they talk about you're too old to make this music? You can't tell Stevie Wonder you can't make R&B. Mick Jagger was performing on stage at like 78, 79, in front of a packed crowd. And here's the thing you have to remember, and I'm speaking to artists particularly of all ages, all genres, no matter who you are. You're never too old to create. There are 8.3 billion people in the world. Someone out there wants to hear your story because someone out there shares similar traits in their lifestyle and what they've went through and their traumas and their successes and, their triumphs in life. Like people want to hear that. They want to connect. There's no age limit on connection like that. That goes to the end of time, just like music. Music is a journey. You start at one point and you never stop learning if you're truly in love with music. I learn new shit every day. And I'm literally meaning every day. I get up and I spend a few moments in the morning where if I'm not learning new plugins, or how to operate them, I'm learning new techniques or what I can do to make my vocals sound better, or what I could do to make them sit better in the mix. Like I'm constantly learning. People, I have people praise me on my mixes and masters, but I know I have further to go. I know I'm not where I can be at completely, so I keep learning. It's a journey. Music is a journey. Remember that. So if you're 50, 45, 35, and you decide, hey, I want to do music, I want to pick up a guitar, I want to write lyrics, whatever it may be, you're never too old to do that. Don't let anybody tell you that. That doesn't exist in the free mind. People who believe like that or people who think like that, they live in a box. They're sheltered from reality because they've been programmed to think whatever people tell them to think. Don't be that person. Be an innovator, be a creator, be an artist. If you're 50 and you decided, hey man, I want to jump in here and finally put out this music that I wrote, do it. You deciding at 45 you want to pick up a paintbrush because you love painting, hate your job, paint. You never know where it can lead to. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way you're going to know is if you try. So please, don't ever let anybody tell you you're too old to do anything. Do it. Do it. At the same time, go and stream The Fifth Dimension by King Quez. It dropped October 31st, 2025. Salute, evolutionaries. Have a beautiful day.
They told us that time was running out. But they never told us the truth. Some of the greatest voices weren't heard until after 40. Not because they were late, but because they were being forged. If you're still standing, still dreaming, still building, you're not behind. You're right on time.